so like, let's say if someone is an aspiring data scientist right now, right? What would be if I ask you to point down three mistakes which you would suggest them to avoid as an aspiring data scientist based on your experience? What would be those three mistakes that they need to avoid?
Um, I think one definitely is spend more time on the problem itself. I see a lot of data scientists, they have this urge to go to the solution as soon as possible. Let me use this data, let me use this algorithm. But I think we miss the whole point of spending more time with the problem, looking into the problem more from a business standpoint than from a technology standpoint, understanding the outcome that we have to deliver or the client is expecting, understanding the KPIs that we need to improve, understanding how do you design a solution which is easier to adopt, because I can have a very fancy solution, but if it is so complex that end users cannot adopt it, then there is no outcome. So thinking about the problem from business standpoint, thinking about the users to ensure that my solution will be adopted by users, that's one. Second is uh, enhance your knowledge uh, to have a wider understanding of the technologies required to deliver an end-to-end solution. Um, Today we are talking about intelligent products, right? I was in a meeting today where Microsoft was presenting their new solution, and they are talking about convergence of ERPs and AIs leading towards intelligent products. Now, when you're thinking about intelligent product, it's a combination of data science, web technologies, microservices, clouds, infrastructure, security, and etc., etc., etc. Right? So, not getting siloed into one area of capability is critical. You need to develop an end-to-end perspective. You may not be expert on all these areas, but you need to have a view of how these different components come together to build an end product. Right? So that perspective you need to be you need to be able to develop. Um, that is second. Um, Third is nothing to do with data science, but I think um, in general, if you are working in a professional environment, in an organizational setup, ensure that you build the relationships with people and build your own network inside and outside the organization. I think that is critical. So that ultimately you need to be seen as a trusted advisor by your customers, by your team member who are reporting under you. Your boss should see you as a trusted advisor, and that can happen only when you have the a trust, a relationship based on trust, where you are delivering value to them. So I think this element sometimes we tend to ignore. We keep on focusing on, okay, technical skill, technical skill, technical skills, and etc., etc. So sometimes we tend to miss out on these areas, right? So I think these three elements: focus on business outcome, expand your knowledge on multiple areas of technology which is relevant to deliver the end-to-end solutions, and focus on building relationships with people so that you are seen as a trusted advisor.
Correct.
And
Resourcefulness is
that
also
may, I
important.
mean, probably it answers your question on leadership also, right? How do you reach, I mean, I think if you take care of these three areas, ultimately your impact to the organization will be seen and you can move up the ladder.